Well, we're out. A day early, too. Yay! Oh, yeah, well, never mind that we're leaving behind hundreds of Americans, thousands of green card holders, and who knows how many Afghani allies. Just, leaving them to die. And never mind that. And never mind that we also blew up a bunch of kids. Failure on a level I didn't even think was possible. I used to say that the president really doesn't matter a whole lot. And my thinking behind this was like, think about it. What do they really do? It's mostly like Congress and the Senate and local government and stuff like that that's supposed to have the majority of the power and kind of has arguably a more direct effect on your day-to-day life. Well, I have been proven wrong by the worst president in the history of the United States, bar none. This has really driven home the point that America is really, really powerful, and kind of like any power really, you gotta wield it the right way. With great power comes great responsibility, right? Isn't that how the saying goes? Well, when you put a senile, crusty old man in charge of everything, some really bad stuff can happen. Never in a million years did I think any of the stuff in Afghanistan would have happened. Civilians and veterans are going over there to do what the government should be doing. But they can't, or won't, or whatever. I don't know why they're not doing it. They just left. It's like, what are you doing? And I put this 100% on Biden because unlike domestic policy, where laws and all that kind of stuff has to go through processes and go through Congress and all that kind of stuff before it's approved and actually takes effect, foreign policy, that's not really the case. Not to the same degree, at least. A lot of foreign policy decisions are more or less left up to the president. And like I said, I have learned that, president does quite a bit, actually. In this case, quite a bit wrong. And the dude can't even come out and answer questions. He just kind of, he says weird shit. Have you ever noticed how he's always like, I'm not allowed to answer? Or like he'll pull out a card with a list of people he's supposed to call on for questions?
Ladies and gentlemen, they gave me a list here. The first person I was instructed to call on was Kelly O'Donnell of NBC.
It's very strange. I've never seen another president do that. Or he'll just like walk away. They'll start asking questions and he just leaves.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Why do you continue to trust the Taliban, Mr. President?
Like, who is actually in charge? What is going on? And then you have all this awful shit going on in Afghanistan, and it's like, why? I don't know. He's beyond useless. He's dangerous at this point. We need to 25th Amendment his happy ass right to the old people home, right now. For an example of what real leadership looks like and what a real statement would have been, I give you Jocko Willink. He's a retired commander of SEAL Team 3, if I'm not mistaken. I know he's a SEAL. He's a great guy. He's got a podcast and everything. I'll link it all in the description down below. But I leave you with what a real leader would have said and what they would have done. Because what crusty old Joe did is not leadership. This is leadership.
Good evening. I wanted to give you an update on the current situation in Afghanistan. As you know, we were set to leave Afghanistan this month, and as we began the final drawdown, I made some critical errors. Namely, I underestimated the strength of the Taliban, and I overestimated the strength and capability of the friendly Afghan forces. This was my fault. And due to my mistake, the Taliban has taken control of Afghanistan. There are reports now that ISIS and Al-Qaeda are working alongside them. Unfortunately, there are tens of thousands of Americans on the ground there, as well as friends and allies of America on the ground. And these people, Americans and our allies, are all stranded. And that is my fault. But they will not be stranded for long. In the next 48 hours, America will be in control of most major airports in Afghanistan. Any resistance we meet from the Taliban or otherwise when we seize these airports will be destroyed completely and without mercy. From those airports, we will conduct rapid strike rescue missions until we have recovered and evacuated all our citizens, allies, and friends. Any person that interferes with these operations will be killed. We will also recover or destroy all aircraft, vehicles, weapons, and sensitive equipment that we left behind. Any person utilizing, guarding, or located in close proximity to these weapons or equipment will be killed. Once we have evacuated all friendly personnel and recovered or destroyed the weapons and equipment left behind, we will depart Afghanistan. But we will continue to monitor everything that happens in Afghanistan through our ground and airborne surveillance equipment. Terrorist training camps or activity will be targeted and destroyed. Gross violations of human rights will be stopped through overwhelming force. And any group in Afghanistan fighting for freedom, liberty, and basic human rights will be supported through special operations forces and ruthless precision air power. We will continue that dedicated support until the enemy is no longer a threat to humanity or to the good people of Afghanistan. May God bless America, and may God have mercy on the souls of our enemy, because we will not. That is all.
No, wait a minute. I'm asking you a question. Is that accurate, the best of your knowledge? What?
I don't think that the issue that, do you think that people have an issue with pulling out of Afghanistan